This path that we have laid out before us is a path of transformation of the self to the higher self. And in pursuit thereof, we have many tools available to us of transforming this lower self, or rather of coupling or attaching this lower 3D self to the higher 5D self, of bringing heaven to earth, of divinizing matter. We have many powerful tools available to us. And I share this with you. Verily, verily, the Bible is a living, radiating, vibrating, energetically encoded entity. And its main thrust, its main body of material can be thought of as an egregore that has been cast over this planet. All the elementals, all the familiars, the fetches, the gestalts, the god forms, the golems, the homunculi, the memes, the servitors, the thought droids, all lend themselves to the alchemical operation, which is the dissolution of the lower self, or rather the bonding of the lower animal self to the higher angelic self, of the further breaking down of the artificial structures of the lower animal psyche. Those 3D elements that keep us tethered to the lower vibrations of this realm. And as I mentioned, the Bible is a living, radiating, vibrating tool in this transformation of the self to the higher self. And there are many spirits that we can conjure, entities capable of doing one's bidding, as long as that motive is the transformation of the lower self into the higher self, the angelic, of the devilish, demonic to the higher realms of the angelic. And motive is the driving force of these magics, and is critical for your success. Lift thine emotions, to lift thine frequencies. Emotions are energy in motion. Channel, evoke, invoke the appropriate emotion, sense and match it to thine intention, which is to transform the lower to the higher. Wish, then hold the state and the vibration. Materialization of manifestation. Learn ye to triple focus, as well as to swiftly shift between foci. Think ye ambidextrously. All great spell casting require these three key ingredients. Be bold, be loud, be confident. Do as thou hast done, define and know thine will. Assume and feel success with the use of your Viking voice, your master voice. In doing so, you will have already succeeded in sending thine desires into the morphogenetic field of the universe, into the mind of God, of taking your individual mind and melding it with the universal mind, the mind of God, intentions, prayers, and wishes. Spread out to the spaceless omniverse, to the omnipotent omniverse. This is how ye can command the word of God, the Christ consciousness. This is how ye can communicate with animals, inanimate objects, and nature. This is how ye can move megalithic rock blocks, cast ye positive spirits into thine auric fields, and protect yourselves with all this drama, with thine auric shields. All hail the Yuma animal. All hail the boatless sail. All hail God, the feminanimate. Amen Ra. Now, there has been a saying in the occult world apparently since the beginning of time: to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. Now, in essence, this was good advice during the times of the Inquisition, and perhaps to some extent these days, as long as the Elohim worship cult is still in power and trying to thrust everyone into World War III. However, this to know, to will, to dare, and this last part, to keep silent, has always meant to kind of just keep your business to yourself, which by and large is good advice. However, I would like to put another understanding, cast another dimension, create another dimension with the keep silence part. To keep the silence, rather than to keep silence, one must to keep the silence, as in staying within your meditational mind frame, the right brain, the dream state of the Gobekli Tepe, the Zepi Tepe, the first golden energies. staying within that, to keep the silence. In other words, the know, will, and dare remain the same, but the final caution becomes an instruction to continue with the meditation, contemplation, and move even further forward in your task. Release the regrets of the disappointments and lessons of the 3D that you have been trapped by, that have kept you tethered in this lower vibrational energies. For everything you lost, dear viewer, there is more coming to gain. And it's important to be aware of how you can trust yourself more. By letting go of the battles in the mind, you access the truth in your heart, the true power of the mages, the true power of the magi. The heart space will then unlock the permission to forgive and release the mental blocks that the ego, the lower animal mind, the lower self, the demonic self wants to perpetuate. Stand firmly in the truth of your service to the Most High on your path of this magi. From this place of letting go, the Most High, the source of all creation, will guide your way. And when you let go of the lower self, you let love win. And that, dear viewer, is the good news for this morning.